Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jackson.
From Top Sports. Today we're going to be going over this New Orleans Saints free agency frenzy. We're going to break down what we think they're going to do in free agency. Hint, hint, they don't have much money. This upcoming offseason and the NFL draft. Look, negative $30+ million in the hole. There are teams that are worse. I don't know how you guys get out of this hole because you guys were like negative almost 100 million. You're negative 33 million now. Now, a team that's worse is the Los Angeles Rams. And Philly, I'm pretty sure, is at negative 35. So let's hop right into it. I'll have Mike start it off. Mike, what do you think the current state of the team is?
I think their roster is good. I mean, my outside of the quarterback position, we have no idea what they're going to do. Right now, it looks like Taysom Hill will march out and be your opening day starting quarterback. But I think outside of that, I mean, they need some receiver help. All they really have is Michael Thomas. They just released 2 tight ends, but they still got Adam Troutman. So you give him a chance. He's a rookie from last year. You obviously have Alvin Kamara, who's a stud. The defense really isn't that bad. You just franchise tagged your safety. So, I mean, the team's not in that terrible of shape. But with Taysom Hill, a quarterback, that's the thing that kind of scares me. I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to win many football games at all. If he's their every week starter, unless I see something completely different out of him. And when I watched him play the Eagles, and the dude looked terrible. He wasn't completing any throws, missing wide open guys. He looked awful. So I don't think Taysom Hill's the answer. I don't think Drew Brees is going to want to play for $1.1 million or whatever the contract is you have him on right now. That's part of the reason why they freed up so much money. They took all Drew Brees' money away. So I expect him to retire. So I mean, like I keep saying, you have playmakers on this team, but I don't see him going far with their current state at the quarterback position. I just don't see him going far.
Absolutely. Jackson, what do you think?
Look, all right, Taysom Hill, I mean, he's not going to you're not going to go win a Super Bowl with Taysom Hill, right? I mean, that's the thing. You know, like the last couple of years, everyone's saying, oh, the Saints might go make a push. I mean, even like you guys can say, I thought the Saints were going to go to the Super Bowl. They need receiver help. I mean, they just let go of Emmanuel Sanders. All they got is Michael Thomas, and, you know, he just had that injury play season, didn't play much. So who knows if he's going to come back and still be completely healthy. The defense was pretty solid for the season. You know, they got Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport coming off the edge. They're letting go Quan Alexander. They still got Demario Davis, Malcolm Jenkins over at safety. Sean Payton says he wish he would have never let this guy leave New Orleans.
Yeah,
we got Marshawn Lattimore, who looks like one of the best young corners in the league right now. I'm a big fan of this offensive line. I like their tackles in Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk. They drafted Cesar Ruiz, moved in the guard. We'll have to see what he can do there. And you got Andres Pete and the other guard and Eric McCoy. Look, this team, like Mike said, they got a pretty well-constructed roster, right? The only question is, what are they going to do at quarterback? Are they going to trade up to get a quarterback in the draft? Are they going to rock out with Taysom Hill? Here's the thing with what Drew Brees did so well that Taysom Hill didn't. And when Taysom Hill was the starter, look what Alvin Kamara did. Alvin Kamara did not do as good as what he did with Drew Brees because Drew Brees knows how to find his running back. So if Taysom Hill could find Alvin Kamara in the pass game, he'll look 10 times better. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I don't think Taysom Hill is going to be a long-term option for this team. If Drew Brees does play, I mean, the dude punctured his lung, messed up his shoulder. Dude, if he plays again, the dude might die. All right, that's all I got to say.
Well, I'm not going to say he's going to die. I've seen Hunter Renfrow punctured his lung, broke his ribs. He can play. The thing is that I don't expect him to play at his age. I mean, there's really just no reason to play anymore. Hey, maybe he has things to prove. I love Drew Brees. I'm a big fan of Drew Brees, always have been. But I think it's his time to honestly walk away from the game. Here's what I do look at. Your offense. Like they just said, Taysom Hill, we're keep saying he's not the long-term option, but Sean Payton paid him like he's a long-term option. And people are saying Jameis Winston, but I don't know if you guys have the money to bring in Jameis Winston.
They can't. I don't think they can bring Jameis Winston in.
I don't know what concerns me is that you guys franchise tagged your player in Marcus Williams, who I absolutely am a huge fan of. And then you decided to cut Emmanuel Sanders and Quan Alexander and all these guys that, yeah, they could be cut. I mean, Emmanuel Sanders was a nice weapon, though, for Breeze and for the offense last year. But I just don't understand, like, do you think that you're going to be able to get out of this $30 million hole? And if so, please show me what moves are you going to make? I mean, to make this happen. I don't see any financial way unless everyone gets restructured and they cut everyone that's making any money in cap space. Then they might get out of the $13 million hole. But then they're just out of the hole. Then they got to make money to make signings. And then who's worth all is one player in free agency worth your entire team? I think that they could have franchise tagged Marcus Williams and kept Emmanuel Sanders and been fine. And Quan Alexander. And I mean, Quan Alexander did not play good this year. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that he played that great. But Emmanuel Sanders, I think, deserved to still stay. He didn't look terrible. And he could have been there with this team. And they would have still been negative, what, $6.5 million. Now they're negative $30 million. Okay, you saved $6.5 million, but now where's that other $30 million that you're gonna find? You can't pull out of your ass and say, hey, we're back to zero. You can't do that. So they don't have $30 million more to cut, to save, or restructure to be able to get themselves on a level playing field. But we do got a lot to say about this upcoming draft. So Mike, what were you gonna say though? Go ahead.
I was gonna say they can't really cut anybody else. I mean, they can cut Ryan Ramczyk and save money. Marshawn Lattimore and save money. You're not going to cut those guys. The rest of the guys, you're going to lose more. You're getting hit more dead cap than you're going to save. So they're in a terrible position right now. This team needs to wait it out for a couple of years and get back on a decent salary spectrum. They can't. I don't see it possible. I don't see it possibly happening. Even reconstruction, it's still going to be too hard to do. And I think so. I think it's going to be too hard to do.
Absolutely. So here's where this video starts to get fun for you guys. All right. The free agency, we don't really know. I mean, next season, yeah, but I think that you guys can have a hell of a draft. I think the first round, because you guys have a later pick, but there's this guy that got hurt a few years ago in Dylan Moses, and he didn't play this year. That could fall to you. Middle linebacker, Dylan Moses. He was my top ranked linebacker last year, I thought, when he was going to come out of the draft, but then he decided to go back, and then he didn't play this year because of COVID. So I had him ranked as like my top guy last year. He didn't come out last year, but now he's coming out this year. Now the injury is concerning. We haven't seen this guy play in 2 years. But you put him in the middle. You got Demario Davis. That is really good linebackers. I really like that. I know last year, I think that a lot of people were wanting this team to get, I'm pretty sure, Mike, your guy, Patrick Queen, correct? I think a lot of people wanted them to get him. And unfortunately, they didn't get him. But now they can get Dylan Moses, who's a really young stud middle linebacker in the first round. I think in the second round, this team can draft someone like in the second round, draft someone like Tutu Atwell, a wide receiver.
Their picks, Nick. They were awarded 3 compensatory picks. So then they got 2 more third rounders and a 6th.
Yeah, so I got 2 here. How many? They were given another one though too?
From March 10th, from today, they were awarded 3 more picks, 2 third rounders and a 6th.
2 third rounders and a 6th. Yeah, so that's what I got on this list. So I don't think that they had a third. I think they're going to get 2 compensatory thirds, and that's what I got listed here in the set. So if you guys watch the salary review video, we put it in blue to say compensatory. We had to project to getting 2 thirds. So therefore, we have you guys getting Israel Mukumu. Again, from what I scouted from him, I liked what I saw. He's a cornerback, big, tall guy. He can play the slot. I think I saw a little bit that he can play the safety position, if I'm not mistaken. And one more guy we got you guys taking is Talanoa Hofangu. I'm sorry about these guys' names. I did scout them. This guy, again, he's a safety. And again, you guys may be like, why are you having us draft so many safeties? We got Malcolm Jenkins. We got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. The reason why was this was before you guys brought back Marcus Williams. But Telefana Huanga, this guy can play that linebacker position, this new hybrid safety linebacker position that we've been seeing in the NFL nowadays. That's what he can do. He's like a Jeremy Chin type player. He's a nice, big, tall guy that can hit hard. He's a strong safety that can play that linebacker position. So he could be another hybrid option for Dennis Allen to use. Go ahead, Mike.
In the draft, I do see them attacking the linebacker position. I don't think they go with a receiver in the first round because the Saints, Sean Payton and the Saints are a huge fan of Traquan Smith. They really, really like, or Traquarius Smith, Traquan.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what I'm saying. Traquan Smith, they're a huge fan of him. He just can't stay on the field. If he can stay on the field, maybe we see the production they expect to see out of him. I could see him going the route of like Zavon Collins from Tulsa, a linebacker of that stature here that he might drop to 28. It really depends who's on the board. They'll probably take the best linebacker on the board. If I'm the Saints, I'm taking who you as an organization believes is the best linebacker on the board.
Absolutely.
That's the way you have to go. Because they have needs in several positions, but I think linebacker may be their biggest need.
And one thing I'm going to say is that I think that Dylan Moses Again, I think this guy was the best prospect in the last year. I
Yeah,
think that
he was great. Dylan
Yeah.
Moses was great when he was playing.
yeah, and the thing is that I think he might if he played, man, there's no way he would be here at third in the
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. He was supposed to be an early first round pick
yeah.
up until the injury. So you know the talent's there. It's just the fact that if he's going to be able to come back from it or not, that's the scouting you need to do as an organization.
Yeah, and that's why I think the pro day is going to mean a lot for everything that he has. The thing is that like really interests me is that I take a stab. Zayvon Collins, I think, might be going. I'm not sure. Like you said, the best guy that's available, if he's there, go take him. But Dylan Moses, in any other draft, this guy's an early first round pick. Considering his injury and he hasn't played in 2 years, he might fall to you. And if he falls to you guys in the 20s, late 20s, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm not mistaken. This is a hell of a pick.
I think it's 28.
28, right?
But if I'm the Saints and I'm rolling the dice, I'm taking him because you know the talent's there. If he could just come back from this injury, it could be a phenomenal pick.
Exactly. The upside is definitely there.
Steal the draft at 28.
Yeah, I think so. Guys, that's all from us. I think that this team can make a push. I think this team can make something. It's going to be tough with Taysom Hill at quarterback, but we'll see what happens.
Who knows what they do? I saw some stuff saying they move up. I don't think they move up because I truly think Sean Payton likes Taysom Hill. I don't know why, but I truly think he likes him. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see on draft day.
He gives him versatility. He's going to give him something different that Sean Payton probably been wanting to use for years. That's why Sean Payton paid him as much as he did. I think he's
thrower of the football. I mean, if he can become somewhat consistent.
Absolutely. I think
he needs to figure out how to get the ball to Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, and I think that if he practices more at the quarterback position and stop that tight end stuff and all, he could be a solid quarterback in this league. He just needs to learn how to throw a little bit more accurately and consistently. And I think that this guy will be fine. Guys, that's all from us from Top Notch Sports. See you guys soon. Peace. We are.
Built better.
See you guys soon. Peace.